Hello, Tans Gamer Crew. We're talking movie games. So why why are movie games so negatively thought of? Well, I can think of a lot of movie games tie-ins from the 80s and 90s that were just crap, basically. And you could tell that the developers used these movie licenses as just a way to push out any old crap, knowing it would sell on the strength of the license. Especially back then when we weren't all wise to, we didn't realize that that's what they did. We just saw the movie license and lapped it up. I think the 90s had quite a lot of bad movie tie-ins, but I just think the 80s, especially on the home computer systems, had a lot of shovelware, real bad, real bad. I mean, people talk about it on the original Nintendo Entertainment System when you had the likes of Nightmare on Elm Street. I actually don't think that's too bad a game. I think it's quite decent, but there's a lot of those types of games that people just don't like, didn't connect with. I remember was the Running Man for the Amiga. I remember that was kind of like when I started catching on to the fact that licensed games were a bit shit. So, but funnily enough, not long after that, came my choice of actual quality movie license game. One of my favorites, and that's Batman for the Sega Mega Drive. Yeah, Batman is just a really, really lovely, polished, smooth title. It is a fantastic game. I mean, the film was released in 1989, and it was a surprising film. It got a lot of hype, a lot of promotion, but the dark direction it took was definitely not to everyone's tastes. I remember it being a bit divisive. Not diversive, divisive. So I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a really cool film. But what also came out with the Batman movie was the god awful Prince album and Bat Dance, and Bat Dance were just dog shit. It really were bad. So it was kind of like a bittersweet thing going off with the film. But the game blew me away. The game just took all the good stuff that came out of the film experience and made a fantastic game out of it. And it's just, like I say, it's really polished. It looks great. It sounds amazing. The music in this game is off the charts. It is absolutely incredible. So, I hope, Sir Joe, that you're editing this video of mine with some fantastic Batman music blaring out. Feel free to shut me up for 10 minutes so everyone can have, or 10 minutes for however long, so everyone can have a listen to that awesome Batmanic beat. But it plays well. It plays great. The what I love about the game is they've structured the stages really well. You can always tell, for me, you can always tell when people put effort into a game with the stage layouts and the challenge designs, and that's what this has. This has great stage layout and challenge designs. It's got amazing pacing. It's one of these. I think it's a very odd thing to do where people take a game in whatever genre. So let's say a action platformer like Batman, and then they try and add other genres in there to break the action up. It's a great thing. If it's done well, it works, and I love that approach. But not many games actually do that very well. A lot of them get carried away. A lot of them put shoehorn in different sections that don't quite work. But Batman does it brilliantly. Yeah, it adds in racing sections and flying sections, shoot 'em up sections that break the action up superbly. This is one of the best paced games that have ever been made, ever, without a shadow of a doubt. Now it's quite short. It's very easy. I think that's the main flaw with it. But it's just so well done. That ride you go on in that brief period is fucking brilliant. It really, really is, and it is, like I say, it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's just a deliciously lush game that manages to capture the film, and it does. That's the thing. to say it were a 1990 game and memory space on the carts were quite limited. It only includes a few cutscenes, but there's enough there to give you a taste of the film. What I love about it is it really does follow the film, and it follows it. It's one of those games that you say, when you see things appear, it's I remember that bit happening. I remember that bit happening. Um, and it does that brilliant. It really, really does. There's one particular bit that I love where when you take down Jack Napier in his gangster form, when you beat him, he falls into a vat of chemicals, and that as a kid was just like a magic moment. Like, oh wow, they've included that. So they really have done it. They really nailed it, and it's one of them that. Well, it's one of these games actually. It makes me wonder what the hell people are playing at when they review games like this, because I've read this reviews about this a few times, and I've read a lot of people grade it like a C grade or like a 7 out of 10 game because it's short. And for me, that's like I don't get it because it's short and perfect. It's like it's like if you're going to sleep with a woman and you're going to bang her for 20 minutes, so long as them 20 minutes are intense and great and you're getting you're getting your full on's worth, that's all you need. You don't need to be there for 5 hours. You know what I mean? You just want that 20-minute bish bosh bash, super intense, super thrive, and jobs of fish. And that's what Batman gives you. So it is bang on. I'd say I enjoyed. I'd say enjoyed the game more than the movie. To be honest, I think the movie's great, but for me, the game's a 9 out of 10. The movie's an 8 out of 10. So for this to follow the movie after, this kind of purified what the movie gave me, and I really really like that. Is there anything that could have been added? I mean, there's a few more cutscenes that could have been in there. There's a great little cutscene where you see Batman fire his batarang and it splits in the movie. They include that in the game. That always stands out. But there's not many. That's about it. There's a few. There's a great still of the Joker dead on the floor when it ends. There's a great build up. There's a nice little some stills of Vicky Vale and Batman and Joker and that to start the game, but there's not much in between. They probably could have put a few more cutscenes in, but that type of that I'm the kind of person that once I've seen it once or twice I'll skip it anyway. I'm more about the action. So and yeah, I don't think I think that this is. I think this is also the perfect genre that lends itself for retro gaming to movie games. I think a lot of movie games were action platformers or platformers, simply because you get to control the character, you get to be the character in the movie. So I think this, because it's got those extra bits of variety, and with the shoot 'em sections as well, I think that works as well. So I say, I keep recommending these games, and you've got to remember these games only take 20 minutes of your life up. You know what I mean? You will be playing dog shit RPGs and hyped up games to fit in with crowds that are like 200-hour long. You know what I mean? Or 60 hours long. You just have to give these games 20 minutes, and they'll give you some absolute excellent, just quality gaming, and that's what I love about it. It's just you can find, you sit down and wait for your dinner to cook or whatever, and you play through it. It's fantastic. So I hope you all have a good rest of the show and a good day, and keep your gaming time lasts.